Captain on the bridge.
Alright, captains, we are back on the bridge, and today, yes, we got some things to go over from the Star Trek Online X feed, so on screen. Yes, captains, before we get into this video, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. But also, if you're new here, welcome. Consider subscribing here to the YouTube bridge, where we're always on the lookout for like-minded captains to share our love, passion for Star Trek Online, but also things Star Trek. And with that said, here we go. Captains, just as we did an update video yesterday with a bunch of blogs to go over, same thing today. Not as much, but still a good handful. So as we normally do, we'll go over them, drop the 2 ECs, and then at the end give our conclusion. So first up here, so Star Trek Online will have maintenance on all platforms today. That was yesterday at the drop of this video. So PC was 7 to 9:30 and console 7 to 9 a.m. But what are the patch notes? Well, here we go. This was for July 25, so 2024 event campaign part 3. Now this is for console, and again, we went over this already in the previous video, but we'll just quickly go over it again because this is very important, as we recommend to make sure to do the events so that you can get the rewards for this year, which again, we've all raved about, because you don't have to choose anymore. It's going to be all 3 of the choices, which is Tier 6 Infinity Promotional Ship, the 2 Tier 6 Zen coupons, and the 1500 Lobi. You really can't go wrong. But for console, what's dropped is the Demon Hunting event, which is of course the Iconian themed one, and 3 of the actual events you can do is the Herald Sphere, Gateway Grethor, and Brotherhood of the Sword. And we recommend Brotherhood of the Sword if you can get a good crew together, because I've done this without a good crew, and man, it's taken longer than 5 minutes. But if you have a good crew, it's going to be less than. So the rewards here is going to be the Herald Defiler Mace, and the space weapons, the Omnidirectional Herald Antiproton Beam Array, and Wide Arc Herald Antiproton Dual Heavy Cannons. We've gone over it already. And of course, you get the standard 3 feature TFO reward boxes, gives a specialization point or enhanced universal tech upgrade, and of course a 25k dill for doing that. And of course, we always recommend to do the event even after you've claimed the prize for the additional resources, because yes, you get to start at 8,000 after you've claimed the prize, and it keeps going on after that. Again, that's a Demon Hunting event. And of course, captains, anything that we go over in any of the videos, all the blogs will be in the description below. General resolved an issue preventing the Voven Obelisk carrier from having templates in the ship Taylor. For PC, for the PC bridge, it is the A Good Day to Die event is now live. And of course, it is part 4. And which ones that included in this event? Well, Defense of Starbase 1, To Hell with Honor, Battle Binary Stars, Remain Klingon, Operation Riposte, Best Serve Cold. And again, now there's a note here. So in this event, the console that we'll get as a reward is the Temporal Disorder. We'll get back to this in a bit, but that is a reward. Again, we don't buy the event, we usually just do the event anyways. But again, same thing. The console is the Temporal Disorder for the reward, and then these 3 featured TFO reward boxes, same thing, 25k. And again, our recommendation, Defense of Starbase 1 is pretty quick. To Hell with Honor is pretty quick as well. But if you want to change it up, of course, you have all these to choose from right there. And of course, the blog will be in the description, embedded in this below. General, so the Aurora and Quasar variants of the Science Vessel family have been totally remastered. We went over this in the previous video. Didn't know when it was going to be, but had a feeling it would be as the drop of the new campaign, and there we go. Their models have been rebuilt to Star Trek Online's current visual standard. The Quasar has been updated to use the Sagan hull and window materials. All ships in the Science vessel family now have access to the Sagan hull and window options, as well as the Odyssey hull material. As with all remasters, this update is free for every Science vessel variant. Simply ready a ship in the Science vessel family and apply the Aurora or Quasar template in the ship customization interface to see the changes. So I believe it was the Quasar, we'll go over it a little bit, but the Quasar I believe was the more modern variant, and then the Aurora was the TMP style. Again, I'll get corrected if I'm wrong there. Resolved an issue that was preventing the Herald Defiles Mace tertiary attack from triggering the Typhon console ground trait. Resolved an issue on the Janeway Command Science vessel regarding some mirrored Starfleet insignias on the bottom part of the nacelles. Resolved an issue with preventing the Dimensional Hypermass torpedo from being upgradable. So I believe that was the previous reward, so that's a good thing. Resolved an issue with the Emissary Star Cruiser, causing one of the pylons to appear inverted. Resolved an issue causing long names on the Princeton Miracle Worker Cruiser to be cut off on the engineering hull, and also made the name more visible against the livery. You may need to visit the ship tailor to reapply the costume preset for these changes to take effect. Resolved an issue with the Starfleet's insignia on the side of the hull of the Constitution 3 Miracle Worker Cruiser being mirrored. Resolved an issue causing the Constitution 3 Miracle Workers Cruiser starboard nacelle to be missing the United Federation of Planets text. Made the impulse engine glow within the main housing of the Constitution 3 Miracle Worker Cruiser symmetric. Resolved an issue with the mirrored Starfleet insignias on the Merian Command Science Dreadnought Saucer and left nacelles. There you go. That is the complete patch notes. So a lot of things to go over, but most of them we already knew were coming. So there is that. Next up, captains on Xbox and PlayStation save 15% on keys and 20% in the Lobi store this weekend. Of course, this is the console bridge, not that one, that's next. So there you go. Rule of acquisition number 74, knowledge equals profits. Any wise captain knows that when a sale this good comes your way, it's best to take advantage of it. We're pleased to announce that the Ferengi merchants are putting a 15% sale on keys, and of course, from July 25th to the 29th, Xbox, PlayStation Now is the best time also to load up on the keys and grab those ships you've been eyeing. So this sale for the keys is the 25th to the 29th. Again, our recommendation is to not use keys to open boxes, but to buy the keys on sale, wait for the sale to be over, put them on the exchange, rinse and repeat until you have enough EC to buy the ship that you want from the lockbox. But remember, captains, rule of acquisition number 22, a wise man can hear profit in the wind. Now is the time to act. For a limited time, only starting today, players will be able to purchase the Key Ring Bundle. This special pack includes 20 keys used to open lockbox for the price of $22.50 Zen. Again, buy the keys, put them in the exchange when the sale is over. As an additional special promotional offer, when purchasing this bundle, every pack will also include a single ultimate tech upgrade. Applying this, of course, to any upgradable piece of equipment will instantly set both its mark and quality to maximum Mark 15 epic gold quality with zero dilithium cost. This promotional bundle will be available in the Zen store from the 25th to the 29th as well. Lastly here for this, also the Lobi Crystal Consortium is pleased to announce their latest featured sale from July 25th to the 29th. Again, on the Xbox and PlayStation, shrewd captains will be able to choose from their wide selection of wares just by visiting the in-game Lobi store. All items in the Lobi store will be 20% off with this entire sale. Now that's the best time to take command of a Kelvin Timeline Intel Dreadnought Cruiser, or get your hands on the Bullion Heavy Assault Cannon, or fly to the stars in the Valdwar Stika Heavy Battle Cruiser. Enjoy, Captain. So there is that. Next one, already showed this a little bit, but the vast catalog of starships in the Zen store is now 20% off on the PC bridge for a limited time. So 20% is not that bad, but it's not good. 35 is the best. I would recommend wait for that, but if you have the resources, captains, of course, it is here for you ready. So 20% ship sale from July 25th to the 29th. Also on PC, there is a 20% ship sale. Enjoy not just a discount on our ships, but fleet modules, dry dock slots, and ship upgrade tokens as well. And of course, have you been eyeing a new ship or ship bundle in the C store? Now is the time to grab the ship you've always dreamt of commanding. All ships and dry dock slots in the C store, 20% off. This includes bundles which are comprised only of ships. This does not include bundles that have items other than ships in them. Ship upgrade token, ship upgrade token bundle, and fleet module are also 20% off. So that is, as of this video, up until the 29th. So there is that. We're going to circle back to this. Actually, we're going to go over this, the last thing that we do in this video. So we're going to go skip up ahead here. So it was in the patch notes already, but here, the Aurora and Quasar, two favorite looks for the T6 science vessel, have been remastered with today's update. I believe that is this one right here. And again, we've gone over that in the previous video, but it is now official. This is now live on PC. So again, of the two, I rather the one that is more modern. The TMP, of course, is welcome because it has a TMP style, and that's not that bad to have options to kit bash. But again, two favorite science vessels have been remastered with today's update on PC, and of course it will follow shortly on the console. We are pleased to announce that with today's patch on PC, we are releasing two new Starship remasters. The Quasar and Aurora science vessel variants have been totally redesigned and remodeled to bring them in line with STOW's current standards of visual fidelity. So that's awesome. The Aurora have been remastered by Starship design luminary E.C. Henry as a late 23rd century science vessel contemporary of the venerable Constitution refit and Excelsior class. So yeah, the Aurora is this class here. The only thing I just didn't really like about it is the saucer. The arrowhead just doesn't fit the aesthetics of this era, in my opinion. That's just me. But for the Quasar, we worked with our partners at Virtuos to add a new Picard era starship to STOW's collection with styling inspired by the Sagan and Constitution 3 class starships. So yeah, this is better. Definitely still have the visuals of the Picard with the nacelles there, so that works for me in my opinion. Both the models will replace the previous Aurora and Quasar models completely and are free updates to any version of the science vessel that can access the Aurora and Quasar parts. See new variants, ready your science vessel, and visit the ship customization UI, then apply the Aurora or Quasar template to your ship. If you don't have a T6 science vessel, now is a great time to get one during our currently running ship sale. Finally, I wanted to mention that intake for these models was done by Deca STOW ship artist Keen Sin. Keen has been a STOW player, oh that's awesome, and fan artist for a while, contributing awesome renders and videos to projects like the X Astros series of videos, STOW's partnership with the YouTube channel Space Doc. It's exciting to have Keen aboard the STOW team, and we can't wait to share what else he and the rest of the team have been working on soon. That is exciting. And that's from Thomas Moreau, and of course our art director. That's good to hear. So congratulations to Keen Sin. Looking forward to what else definitely they have in store for us. So there is that. So here, this is what I was talking about earlier for the reward of the Klingon event here. This one here, the Console Universal Temporal Disorder, the one that splits your ships in 5. It says here, we're deactivating the Temporal Disorder Console's active power for a bit. It turns out that the Department of Temporal Investigations frowns on having that many copies of yourself. So apparently there's a bug. Once it fixed, it'll work again. So there's no time frame right now at this moment. We'll just have to wait and see, caps. For me, it doesn't bother me because we just started the event, so it's going to take us a while. Hopefully by the time we unlock it, it will be fixed, and we'll see what other shenanigans we can get into. So there is that. And lastly, we're going to go over this one here. We've gone over it already in the video yesterday. But yes, 3 classic Star Trek game ships, the Premonition, the Typhon, and Achilles, are coming to Star Trek Online, and they're available on PC right now. No, not that one. Not that one. This one. Love this screenshot here. Probably going to be the thumbnail of this video, showing the Typhon, the Premonition, and the Achilles. So as of this video, we streamed there last night, and we took out first of these ships, the Premonition, and wow, I'm super happy with the ship itself in terms of visual performance. The reason why I started with the Premonition is because I am not really a sci-fi captain, so I just kind of put some beams on it. But it's a fun ship, definitely fun, but we're gonna go over the stats anyways here, so we'll get into that a little bit. But so far, even though I've only owned that one ship, highly recommend this bundle 100%. So the Heritage Starship Bundle. Ships from the classic Star Trek games Invasion, Armada, and Dominion War come to Star Trek Online. Grab the bundle, available right now on PC. So we've already seen this trailer. We'll leave it on the end here of this video just to go over the awesome sauce that is that trailer. So Star Trek Online will soon be celebrating the video games that preceded us in our continuing mission to bring exciting, engaging gameplay to Trek fans of all ages by releasing a series of starships directly inspired by those games of yore. These 3 vessels have been painstakingly recreated in Star Trek Online with explicit care and attention given to carrying on their legacy and ensuring that fans of the titles they sprang from have their expectations met or exceeded. I'm not a fan of these, or haven't played the games, but I'm a fan of the ship designs, to be honest with you. So starting on July 5th, of course, yesterday at the drop of this video, on PC and appearing on console, there you go, August 22nd. Players will have the option of purchasing the Heritage Starship Bundle, which includes 3 brand new Federation starships, classic equipment pulled directly from older Trek games, and a whole package of additional value items. So very, very happy to see this in game. So what are the starships? Again, we know it's a Typhon command escort carrier, which we're probably going to leave last in terms of what we use. Next is the Achilles Miracle Worker Heavy Destroyer and the Premonition Temporal Science Spearhead. Now, what does this come with? Else, reclaimable account wide bundle exclusive. So you get the ground weapon, the Elite Force Phaser Sniper Rifle, Hangar Pets, the Elite Valor Fighters, 3 titles, the Armada Admiral, Dominion Warrior, and Herc Invader. And the one-time bundle exclusives, you get 100% off Tier 6 ship coupon. So really, this bundle has 4 ships, 9 experimental ship upgrade tokens, and 4 starship slots. So this nostalgic bundle of classic offerings will be on sale right now as of this video for 25% off, which is 9,375 Z. Now, if you just take into account the ships, not even all the other stuff like the tier 6 upgrade tokens, the starship slots, and exclusive, just for the 4 ships, it is worth it. 2,344 Zen each. The ship regular sale is 3,000. So highly recommended. Definitely, I think it is a bundle that is fun. I wouldn't recommend this bundle over the 10th anniversary bundle, but if you're looking to add to your collection just because, I think this is a great bundle. So each of these 3 starships will also be available for individual purchase at a standard Tier 6 starship price of 3,000 Zen. So again, these are coming under that, about 2344 Zen. Please note that purchasing any of the ships individual will not unlock the exclusive additional contents found in the bundle, nor translate into a discount should you choose to purchase the bundle after. Read on to learn more of the capabilities of each ship and the unique new offerings and how we have translated their well-known capabilities into new experiences for the modern era. So here is one of the items included, the Elite Force Sniper Rifle. Looks pretty cool. We may have to mess with that. So the Elite Force Phaser Sniper Rifle. This item is inspired by a sniper rifle from the Star Trek Elite Force video game series. We have done our best to remake the weapon model an accurate but higher detail depiction of the same weapon found in these games. These specifically fitted field rifles are built with piercing emitters that cause their bolt-like attacks to potentially hit every foe position in a narrow cylinder within the area being aimed at. Rather than only hitting the primary foe, the primary's firebolt will stop at the primary target, but the powerful secondary fire will pierce all enemies in a line out to max range. That sounds cool. Like most phaser weaponry, this weapon has a chance to stun or hit. So there you go. Next is the Elite Valor Fighters. So that's pretty cool. So actually in the picture here, you can see it's a mix of the Valkyrie fighters and the Valors. I think it's a pretty cool mix, to be honest with you. So the Valor Fighter was an upgrade of the Valkyrie fighter and was also referred to as the Mark II Valkyrie fighters, first introduced in Star Trek Invasion as part of the fleets of fighters that couple be deployed by the USS Typhon. These fighter-sized hangar pets may be used in any ship that has a hangar. They will only be available at elite rank. So the Elite Valor Fighter equipment and abilities. So you have the phaser beam array, one of those, phaser pulse cannon, one of those, photon torpedoes, one, and then the power torpedo high yield 2, and emergency power to weapons 1 and 2. So there you go. Now we're going to go over the ships here. So the Typhon Command Escort Carrier, aka Brick in space. Having said that, I thought this ship was going to be bigger. And I said that already when we went over the trailer. We'll see that again, but for some reason, in my head, I thought this was bigger. But here it is. So it's a Typhon Command Escort Carrier. I always love reading these because it just gives a little bit of history, but the USS Typhon took a center stage as an important original starship introduced in Star Trek Invasion. In that game, it served as a mix between a mobile outpost and a light carrier. In order to stay true to this lineage, we have reintroduced the class concept of the escort carrier, with the ship serving as our template for any future variants within this class, while still escorts in most capacities. Escort carriers will sacrifice experimental weapon slot in favor of the second hangar bay and subsystem targeting capabilities that they gain. This class of vessel is among the most purpose-built ships in the Federation's fleet, specifically meant to serve as a forward launching point for small craft such as fighters, runabouts, evacuation shuttles, and more. Despite its compact design, a large portion of its interior is dedicated to hangar space for this specific purpose, sacrificing the typical resilience of the other carriers in favor of being more maneuverable. To help offset these limitations, Starfleet's best minds built the Fortress mode into the ship for a brief period of time. Additional armor plating sides into place to protect vital systems, and structural integrity fields activate across the ship, which significantly limits the carrier's movement, while also enabling special phaser auto turrets. This risky maneuver gives the Typhon a fighting chance, even if it finds itself in the thick of an enemy assault. And we'll get to see that in action again at the end here. So what is this? The ship comes with a Commander Tactical Command Bridge Officer seat and a Lieutenant Commander Engineering / Command Bridge Officer seat. So this is why we're leaving it till the end, because it's a full command ship. I love me my command specialization, love me my torpedo boats. Definitely going to be having fun with this. So we'll go over the stats here quickly. So tier 6, hull mod is 1.375, shield mod 1.15. It is a 4-3, again, no experimental weapon slot. 2 device slots, again, your bridge officer stations is 1 Lieutenant Tactical, 1 Commander Tactical Command, 1 Lieutenant Commander Engineering Command, 1 Ensign Universal, and 1 Lieutenant Commander Universal. Love the universal seating. Love it. Consoles 5 attack, 4 engineering, and 2 psi. Base turn rate 12, impulse mod 0.17, inertia 55, plus 10 weapon power, plus 10 shield power. The console, of course, is the Typhon Fortress mode. Can equip dual cannons, 2 hangar bays equipped with Valkyrie fighter squadrons. Comes with the inspiration ship mechanic, has a subsystem targeting, and the Starship Mastery package is that of a tactical carrier. So plus hangar launch, recharge speed, max hull capacity, plus energy and kinetic damage, plus max shield capacity, and the Starship trait is repurposed cargo bay hangar. The Admiralty stats is Eng 42, size 16, TAC 59, and of course 2.5 times critical rating from TAC assignments. So here is the Universal Console Typhon Fortress mode. Once engaged, the Typhon's Fortress mode automatically transforms the starship from a maneuverable escort type starship into an almost stationary assault base. Armor plating, reinforced with additional structural integrity fields, slides into place, of course, to protect vital systems, allowing some shield energy and nearly all engine power to be routed for other purposes. While much of its rerouting is directed to the defensive shielding, the majority is routed to the ship's weapon emitters and used to activate automated phaser auto turrets. I thought it was actually beams, but no, it's turrets that dot the Typhon's outer hull. These specialized weapon emplacements will each automatically lock onto the nearest target within their narrow firing arcs, filling the nearby space with phaser fire to drive off would-be attackers. So here's what we were sort of, not fearing, but didn't want to hear or didn't want to know. Unfortunately, since Fortress mode was designed as a last-ditch defense, it's also pre-configured to store up a boost of engine power that will be injected into the ship's impulse drives when the mode ends, granting a sudden boost of speed and maneuverability, perfect for making hasty escape. What I was trying to say is this console is actually locked to this ship only. I was hoping I can actually have this console on another ship, but no. This console also provides a passive increase to all damage from turrets, as well as a critical severity boost for all directed energy weapons, which is, I would make this full torpedo boat, but it's actually encouraging to have some directed energy weapons. Meh, whatever. And here it is. Due to the complex nature of this intertwined system, the Fortress mode is only available on the Typhon Command Escort Carrier and cannot be equipped to other starships. So, boo-hoo, that kind of sucks, but whatever. We're still gonna have fun with it. So the tooltip, transform into Fortress mode for up to 30 seconds. The flight speed and turn rate are set to 3. Disable full impulse, plus 50% all damage, plus 250 bonus all damage resistance rating. After 2 seconds, deploy 8 phaser turrets. Each deal phaser damage twice per second to the nearest foe within a 45-degree arc. These are spread around the ship in 8 equal arcs, covering the full 360. Upon expiration or deactivation, for 1 second per second spent in Fortress mode, gain plus 100% flight speed and turn rate, and 50% inertia rating. 90-second recharge. The Starship trait is the repurposed cargo bay hangar. While this trait is slotted, launching any hangar pet will also launch an advanced Valkyrie fighter squadron, so even more pets coming out. While these pets are essentially identical to the hangar pets of the same name, they will not be tracked on your hangar HUD and may not respond to your hangar commands. You may only deploy 6 of these additional Valkyrie squadrons at any point in time. This trait is not triggered by pet summons that are not hangar bay pets. So the fighter squadron weapons, you have the phaser pulse cannons, photon torpedoes, and their abilities are torpedo high yield 2 and spread 2. So there is that. That's the Typhon. Next up, we have the Achilles Miracle Worker Heavy Destroyer. So again, this ship I thought was more of a fan-made one. I didn't realize that this was an actual ship from a Star Trek game, because I saw the ship in Star Trek Starfleet Command 3 mod, the Kobayashi Maru mod. That's where I saw the ship. Wasn't a big fan of it or anything, but it was there. We did use it because it was pretty powerful when we use it in skirmishes. So super glad it's here now in Star Trek Online. All right, so here we go. It's going to be now the Achilles Miracle Worker Heavy Destroyer. The Achilles class was introduced in Star Trek Dominion Wars as a new frontline heavy cruiser intended to help even the odds in the ongoing struggle against the forces from the Gamma Quadrant. Given its offensive capabilities, we chose to adapt this heavily armored vessel into a heavy destroyer in order to allow us to stay closer to the Inspiration. It does sound like a heavy ship here in terms of armament, and I love hearing that in the story. During the Dominion War, the Federation commended the research and development of military capabilities able to stand against the Dominion Alliance's warships. One such attempt was the Achilles-class heavy destroyer. Its design objective was to be able to assault key targets by itself without the need of escorts and have a high level of operative autonomy, roles which other ships in the fleet lacked the capabilities for or were deemed too strategically critical to risk in behind the enemy lines expeditions. This ship was fitted with prototype weapons called the Hexa phaser cannons. A new iteration on the quad phaser cannons family original design for the Defiant class, and the micro quantum torpedoes phalanx array. This is what we're excited for. We're totally ripping that console and putting it on a torpedo boat. The Typhon. The ship comes with a commander tactical / miracle worker specialist bridge officer seat and a lieutenant commander universal / miracle worker. So full miracle worker spec. Those are the ship details. Again, tier 6, hull mod 1, shield mod 1, the 4. Weapon is 5, the av weapon's 2, device slots 3, so the bridge officer stations is 1 lieutenant commander tactical / miracle worker, lieutenant engineering, ensign science, lieutenant commander universal / miracle worker. The consoles 5 tac 2 inch 4 psi, base turn rate 15, impulse mod 0.18, inertia 60. You got +10 to weapon and engine. Console again is the micro quantum torpedoes phalanx array. Can equip dual cannons, of course. Experimental slot equipped with a prototype phaser Hexa cannons. I am now excited for this. Gotta see what that looks like. Innovation Starship Mechanic, Starship Mastery Package of that of a destroyer, so plus act, plus crit severity and chance, plus kinetic and energy damage, and of course the Starship trait is angle on the bow. So Admiralty stats, inch 62, side 23, tack 32. And the special is it ignores tack from hazards. So here is a shot. Again, a GIF would be nice, but we saw already that in the trailer, and we'll see it again at the end. For the console, Universal Micro Quantum Torpedoes Phalanx Array, originally designed by the Federation to confront the massive warships from the Dominion Alliance during the Dominion Wars, this Phalanx Quantum Torpedoes Array relies on launching a massive number of micro torpedoes that, while individually may have limited firepower, its stacking damage make it a serious threat when landing consecutive hits. This variant comes equipped with a set of targeted micro-quantum torpedoes that rush towards a designated enemy and a set of target-seeking micro-quantum torpedoes that are capable of identifying nearby threats. The Phalanx Array has been optimized to be installed on the dorsal spine section of a ship or other compatible placement, from which both sets of torpedoes are launched upwards before turning towards their targets. Nice. This console provides an extra power to the ship's weapon system for a limited duration when you enter combat. The console mod can be equipped in any console slot. You may only equip one of these mods in any single ship. So at least this can be equipped on other ships, unlike the one on the Typhon, which is sad. Tooltip here is to self on activation plus flight speed and plus turn rate for 8 seconds. Launches 10 targeted micro-quantum torpedoes at your selected target. Launches 10 seeking micro-quantum torpedoes that seek out nearby foes. Each deals heavy kinetic damage in a 1-click radius and minus 10 kinetic damage resistance rating for 25 seconds, which stacks 10 times and has a 2-minute recharge. The Starship trait is Angle on the Bow. Whenever you deal damage with a projectile weapon, you gain a stacking bonus to shield penetration and damage for projectile weapons. This sounds fun. This bonus. So bonus is the better damage, of course. So we're gonna have to see if that works or how that works. But it sounds good. When dealing damage with a projectile, you have plus 20% projectile shield penetration skill and plus 5% projectile damage. Each stack lasts 10 seconds, but subsequent applications will refresh all stacks, and it stacks 10 times. So here's the experimental weapon, the prototype phaser hexacannons. While looking for ways to confront the massive enemy warships during the Dominion War, the Federation decided to go forward with the creation of a weapon system which could stand equal to any foe. Building upon the original concept of the phaser quad cannons designed for the USS Defiant, a prototype improved version was designed which increased the amount of cannons to 6. The prototype hexacannons fires even more bursts of heavy damage than its original quad version, per activation. Instead of draining the ship's engines, the hexacannons were designed to rely on a longer cooldown than its predecessor, which extended the overall operative autonomy of the ship. Nice. We're gonna have to see how that works. Definitely good for escorts and maybe even for the Defiant, I dare say. Tooltip: 45-degree firing arc, phaser damage times 6 over 2 seconds, 2.5% chance of one random system offline for 5 seconds, and 6-second recharge. It doesn't sound good, but it probably looks good. That's what's more important. And lastly, of the 3 ships, and the first ships that we actually chose to try out, the Premonition Temporal Science Spearhead. This has a mix of sort of ships all over the place. Reminds me of the Sovereign because of the nacelles and the pylons. The Saucer reminds me of the Vesta. The Deflector here reminds me actually of the Presidio, one of the original Command battlecruiser, actually mentioned by Augie there when we were getting the ship ready. But overall, I love the look of the ship. I thought this part here was a third nacelle, but actually that's like a temporal drive, according to one of our captains, Dwayne. Thank you for letting me know that information. Regardless, it all comes together sexily. Yes, I did say it. It looks pretty smexy, in my opinion. Hence why we started with it. But also, it is a more of a sci-fi ship. I'm not really a sci-fi captain, so we just kind of put a sort of phaser build on it with some torpedoes, and it did fine. Totally going to make a video on it though, so captains, look out for that in the near future. So again, the Premonition Temporal Science Spearhead. When this ship was introduced in Star Trek Armada, it was presented as a ship from a possible future timeline, circa 2376. To stay true to the ship's roots, we knew it had to be made into a temporal operative vessel in Star Trek Online. Makes sense. We hope you enjoy our interpretation of the ship's iconic Gemini effect power as well. Definitely did, but we'll go over that in a little bit. Confidential Temporal Prime Directive. Starfleet personnel are strictly forbidden from learning about future events and timelines by any means. As such, this information must be kept confidential. Discuss your experiences with no one. Love that. This ship is a replica of the original ship that came back in time to prevent a surprise Borg attack that succeeded in assimilating Earth. While most of its time travel capabilities have been disabled due to the risk of interfering with the timeline, some of its original technology has been repurposed, allowing it to continue using the rest of its abilities. So, the ship comes with a Commander Science, Temp Op Specialist Bridge Officer seat, and a Lieutenant Commander Universal Temp Op Specialist Bridge Officer seat. So the details here: Tier 6, Of course, hull mod 1.2, shield mod 1.3, fore weapons 4, aft weapons 3, device slots 3, and of course the bridge offshore stations, 1 lieutenant commander tactical, 1 lieutenant engineering, 1 ensign science, 1 commander science / temporal operative, 1 lieutenant commander universal temporal operative. The consoles for this is 3 tac, 3 eng, 5 psi. Base turn rate 13. This is a very maneuverable ship. Loved how this thing handled. And it's a little bigger, or sorry, a little shorter-ish than a Sovereign, but the same kind of size, and it moves pretty freaking good, in my opinion. Impulse mod 0.18, inertia 40, so plus 5 to weapons power, engine power, shield power, and aux. It has the sensor analysis, subsystem targeting, slot for a sec def. The console is the Gemini device. Pretty cool. I'm loving how that looks. Definitely made for pet builds, and we're definitely going to add that to our pet build. Which reminds me, there's still a video we still need to make of our carrier there, the Ahwani, but we'll get to that when we can. So it has the molecular reconstruction ship mechanic, and the package starship of this thing comes with the size vessel. So it's a plus exotic, plus shield hit points, plus healing, and plus shield regen / hardness, and the starship trait is temporal stasis field. Again, a GIF would really help here. But the Admiralty stats here is Eng 30, Psi 62, TAC 24, special plus 10 Psi per end ship. So the console, Universal Gemini device, confidential temporal prime directive, Starfleet personnel are strictly forbidden from learning future events and timelines by any means. As such, information should be kept confidential. In another timeline, the Borg successfully managed to assimilate Earth. As a last-ditch effort, the remainders of the Federation sent a ship back in time to warn of the upcoming attack. This console was developed using the knowledge acquired from that original vessel. While unable to use its time travel abilities on itself, capable of temporarily calling the USS Enterprise NCC 1701F on command from a different timeline and using the so-called Gemini effect, duplicate it to aid in battle. Once the effect wears off, the copy simply fades away. While the device is active, shifts in the space-time structure result in an apparent improvement weapon recharge cycle. We have repurposed some of its internal systems to provide the ship with increased exotic particles output. This console mod can be equipped on any console slot. You may also equip this mod on any single ship, so that again gonna be fun. Of course, the tooltip here is summons 2 copies of the USS Enterprise for 40 seconds to self after plus 20% weapon fire cycle haste for 30 seconds. So it actually, the visual of this is pretty good. The Enterprise F comes in and the projectile does actually fire from the Premonition. I didn't notice at first. It's a very fast animation, but great effect in my opinion. And the starship trait, temporal stasis field. While the trait is slotted, activating a control bridge officer ability will also trigger an AOE hold at the target's location. Tooltip holds several targets within 5 clicks, centered on main target for 5 seconds. Reclaim your heritage and pay tribute to the past of Star Trek video games. So again, super happy that these ships are in game. I have no ties to them, but I got the bundle and I'm super happy with it. Even just flying one ship at this point of this video. And we have 2 more to actually do, and definitely going to do videos on those on the channel here, so captains, look out for that. And to close this video off, again, pretty much the same length, if not longer than the video before, we're gonna go watch the trailer of this again because it is so cool. So let's just go here, make sure that the volume is not too loud, and caps, enjoy.
could say that we live in interesting times. But even with new struggles, we can always rely on old allies. Because for once, time is on our side. And the more things change, the more they stay the same. We will meet these challenges, as we always have, with determination, ingenuity, and faith in our common purpose. Because against those who would seek to conquer or control or assimilate, we have proven over and over again, resistance is never futile.
You will become one with the Borg.
I don't know how many times I've watched that trailer. It is just way too good. Captains, I highly recommend this bundle, but again, of course, it's up to you. But this is more kind of interesting here, what this is going to be. I hope this means that there's going to be some sort of TFO that sort of comes out of this that will have to engage that huge fusion cube, which I believe also was told that was from Armada. Thanks, Caps, for letting me know, but that also is a sight to see. So Captains, that is the video. Bit of another longer one here, but I appreciate you captains sticking here with us. Do us a huge favor and hit that like button, but also comment below. Let us know what you think of these Heritage Starship ships and which one you started with and which one will be your favorite or which one has become your favorite. And of course, consider subscribing here to the YouTube channel, and we'll leave it on this note.
Live long and prosper.